Hello class, welcome back for part 2 of the Excel Review Problem Solution Guide. In part 1 we solved the problem in correctly using the VLOOKUP function to find the values for column C. In this video we will look at most of the cells for columns D and F. Those are significantly easier. In column D we are looking to calculate the total budget cost of each project item. So in other words, for our project manager we have budgeted 5 units at a unit cost of 50, so the total budgeted cost for project managers is $250. This is simple arithmetic. It does not require the use of a function. We simply enter a formula that uses the basic arithmetic that's available in Excel. A formula always starts with an equal sign in Excel. And remember that we are never going to retype the same numbers. So instead of typing in 50 times 50, 50 times 5, we are going to type in 50 as C2 multiplied, which is the asterisk symbol, B2, which is the value for the number of units budgeted. And this is as simple as this formula needs to be. We can use the same approach that we did for filling down the VLOOKUP function and simply fill this down here. Now the formula for column F, for example in cell F2, is of course going to be very similar. You might consider copying and pasting this formula, but that is going to result in a clearly incorrect number. We have actually used 4 hours of the project manager's time at an hourly cost of $50, so the total actual cost is $200 and not $1,000. Why is Excel telling us that the total cost for project management is $1,000? Well, let's take a look at the formula. The formula is multiplying the value of E2 by the value of D2. Why did this happen? Well, recall that what we copied from D2 was C2 times B2. We pasted C2 times B2 here 2 cells over to the right. So B2 became E2 2 cells over to the right, and C2 became E2 2 cells over to the right. That, of course, is an unintended consequence in this instance. So in this case we're not able to copy and paste. We will need to type in the formula over again. So we have our unit cost, which does not change, C2, times the actual units, E2, and now we get a correct answer. We're going to fill that formula down, and that now allows us to see most of the completed spreadsheet already. We have 3 more formulas to complete. We will need to calculate the totals for the total budget and the total actual costs. We will do that in this video, and in the next video we will discuss the calculation or the determination of whether or not our project is over budget. Now the totals are fairly easy to calculate, but there are wrong ways and right ways to do so. You already know that what we do not want is to repeat or type in the numbers again. However, what you may be considering is that we are going to take the value of D2, add D3, add D4, add D5, and add D6. And it works, and the answer so far is correct. However, this formula breaks down when you either insert or delete rows from your spreadsheet. So it hardly fits the criteria for being reusable. I'll let you experiment on your own to find out exactly what happens when you add or remove rows and you've used a formula like before. Instead, we are going to use a function. It's probably one of the most basic functions in Excel. It's called the sum function, and as its argument, it either expects a list of numbers or alternatively a range of cells. So we are going to specify that we want the sum function to add up all the numbers in the range D2 through D6. Never forget your closing parentheses. And of course, again, the result here is the same, but you will find when you experiment that the sum function is much more resilient to changes in your spreadsheet, either adding or deleting rows, than the individual additions are. Now we can in fact copy our sum function. Take a moment first, pause the video please, and take a moment first to consider what is going to happen when I copy and paste my sum function from cell D7 to F7. As you hopefully guessed correctly, because I copied a function from column D that had references in it to column D, pasted it in column F, the references to column D changed to column F. Now I did not move the function to a different row, so my row references did not change. Over the course of the semester, we will examine some additional options for using cell references that do not change or only partially change when we copy and paste the formula. So this is the end of part 2 of the Excel solution videos. In the third and last part, we will take a look at the function that we are going to use in cell F8, which is going to be the if function, and we will take a quick look at named ranges.